All right. What do you think, Franklin? You and me, buddy? Solo? We're at, let's see, we're at a parking lot above Blackhawk. And the parking lot used to be, I think, for casino employees. They would park up here and the shuttle would take them down to work and back up to their cars at the end of their shift. We'll see the casinos will be just over that hill right down the way. But anyway, this is Miners Mesa in Blackhawk, and we're gonna hike up in these woods right here. And we're gonna hike along a old railroad bed. This railroad used to take people from Golden up to Blackhawk back in the 1800s, 1900s. And at some point it became unprofitable. They used to take, of course, ore down into gold from the mills, ore and gold down into town as well, from all of the mines around here. But we're going to be hiking along an old railroad bed. But before we do, we're going to go right up here, and there's an old mine shaft with a narrow gauge ore cart rail. You can see it kind of right up there. That's not the rail bed I'm talking about. The rail bed we're going to hike along is an old steam engine one, a big locomotive. This is just an ore cart rail where they just load up ore into these small little carts, and mules would pull them or push them, pull them. It was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Would it turn out right? Spending the hours reminiscing. Okay. Some nails we got to watch out for. Frankie, you get out of there, buddy. Come here. Come on. I worry about him going into these little shacks like this because there's nails and stuff sticking up. And anyway, I don't know what this thing used to be, but all right, that's kind of the extent of this little archaeological. Do I want to go up there? I don't know. Ultimately, that's where we're going to go, is the trail right up there. But I think I'm gonna have to go around because it's pretty steep. Yeah, we're just gonna here's the old mine shaft. Looks like it's open. Ooh, spooky! Spooky! And I'm not gonna go back there. Some rail beds right there. Come on, Franklin. I'm gonna close this so Frankie doesn't. Come on, Frankie. Come on. Hey, come on. Wouldn't be surprised if a bear popped his head out and or a mountain lion. I do have a baton on me, kind of a weapon. I think I've showed it to you guys before. But yeah, this little it's an expandable baton. It'll, with a flick of a wrist, it'll pop out to, maybe 2 feet, and it's a pretty serious close-up weapon. And you can do some serious damage. Easily break an arm, rib. Hitting somebody in the head's probably going to be deadly. But I'd hate to have to use it if I were that close to a mountain lion. I have a plan about what I would do if I had a mountain lion stalking me, and it would involve a pole with my left hand kind of fending it off, and just with my right hand and that baton cracking it on the head. But it's gonna be fast. If it happens, it's gonna be quick. Raspberries, kind of small. There's some bigger ones back there, but they're kind of coming to their end of life on the vine. I don't know if they'll have another I don't know if they'll keep producing it. Today's like August 20th. And it's still hot, but the sun's on a different trajectory. Okay, so this is the old rail bed that we're on. And it's nice. It's nice because it's not too steep up or down. Kind of the area we were just at down below. This used to be I think a trestle that came from the train used to wrap around along that hillside, and they had a bridge or a train trestle that would cut off this corner here, would come around and come across, I think. Anyway, we're gonna walk on this. We're gonna walk on this little trail here. Frankie's walking on that rail bed, the old trestle. He's right there. Hi, Frankie. We're just gonna go around here. Sugar's not joining us today on our hike. She's been limping a bit. Her front right leg is probably arthritic, but she deserves a rest. And we're coming down and meeting that rail bed again, and I'll show you where that trestle was. So here's the old rail bed right here, and it would come, that train would go, and this is the beginning of that trestle, and it would basically cut that corner off. There was a bridge that was kind of swept that way and hooked up with that rail bed that we were on about 3 minutes ago. You saw Frankie was fiddle farting around in there. I was up above him, and I came down this way. But anyway, here's the rail bed that Frankie, good boy. Frankie's going poop. I don't like to, but I usually, when he's pooping, he's vulnerable, you know, so I kind of stick by him and gives him a better pooping experience. And I don't look at him either. But I let him know that I'm here to protect him if something were to jump out of the woods at him. Isn't that right, Frankie? Frankie will typically poop on a walk. Sugar only poops in our yard. But Frankie will poop on a walk. Here's an old mine shaft. They've secured with back, I think, a couple decades ago. Colorado made a big push around here to seal up old mine shafts because they're pretty dangerous. They've got, you know, back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, you know, all the way up until they capped these things. Kids would fall into these mine shafts, and you know, they would get hurt, break their arms, die. There's bad air in these mine shafts. In other words, you could get down into these mine shafts and there's no oxygen, so yeah, potentially suffocate in these mine shafts. I mean, animals would fall down in here. People used to dump dump their trash down in these mine shafts. So anyway, I can feel just some cold air coming out of this mine shaft, and I can't really show you much. It's pretty dark in there, but anyway, here we are. We'll see a couple of these along the way. Here's another one right here. More mine shafts. I did not hear it hit, but anyway, there's the parking lot I parked at down there. You can see the car. That's the Monarch Casino, relatively new casino in Black Hawk. Come on, Franklin. You okay, buddy? I have to use Franklin as a barometer on a couple things. Like if he smells something funny like a bear or a mountain lion. I've never seen a mountain lion on a hike, but sometimes I get the heebie-jeebies, and you can kind of, I feel like I'm being stalked. Anyway, that would be mountain lion kind of thing, and Frankie is not into. Frankie does not really seem to be wanting to go on a hike, and that's cool by me, Frankie. I'm here for you, buddy. You're the reason I hike, and if you don't want to hike, pretty boy, yes, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. You're a good boy, little Frankie. You're so brave, and you're so strong. Yes, you ready to go back? Yeah, okay. Yeah, good boy. And it's a little hot today, too. I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe Right now it's probably 65. We'll check when we get back to the car, but it was hot yesterday too, and these dogs don't do well in the heat. Uh-oh, wait, why is he running? Good boy. Yes, you are. So Frankie is on some new meds. Of course, has some seizures, I think, as many of you know. He was on something called phenobarbital. It kind of chills him out a little bit, and his seizures were a result of kind of being frightened. If he got scared or too much maybe adrenaline, he would have a seizure. So he was on phenobarbital. Then he developed a fever. We took him to the vet. Vet did some blood work, took a look at some white blood cells and didn't like his numbers, and thought perhaps he was sick because of this white blood cell count was, I think it was elevated because he had some sort of infection. Anyway, so we took him off of the phenobarbital and put him on this stuff called Keppra, which is pretty common alternative to phenobarbital. And so he's on a low dose Keppra right now. There's a cop. And sometimes cops will, at the end of their shift or the beginning of their shift, pull into this parking lot and park back in that corner over there. And anyway, I've been not meeting cops, but cops will park back into that corner right there and do their paperwork. There's a trail right there that sometimes we go on, and if there's a cop parked there, I won't park next to him. That'd be weird, pulling up next to a cop. He'd probably get out and put his hand on his gun and ask me what the fuck I'm doing. But anyway, so he's on this Keppra. Frankie's on this anti-seizure medication called Keppra, and he seems to be doing pretty good. I also think Frankie is comforted when Sugar's on the walk with us. So he's less scared when Sugar's on a walk as well. Sugar's a brawler. She's the one that I'd like to have on my side in a fight. So I think Frankie feels the same way. Here's some more raspberries. Yes, pretty boy. I think Frankie might have peed on this bush a couple days ago, so I'm not going to eat that raspberry. So anyway, he's doing good. Frankie's doing good. We're dialing him in, and he's on a pretty low dose right now of this Keppra. So if he does have another seizure, we can always turn it up. But our vet, unfortunately, is very familiar with Frankie, and all the vet techs and the assistants in the office know Frankie very well. Good boy, Frankie. Come on. So this rail bed kind of continues on that way, but then it abruptly stops. And I haven't seen any historical photos, but I'm guessing that there was a trestle that kind of wrapped around the side of this mountain, and it's gone now. So I can't really follow that rail bed, around down to the highway down below. But anyway. That's all I want to do. You make love and fun. It's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. These long shadows are morning shadows, they're not evening shadows. It's, gosh, what time is it? 9:24. Come on, Frankie, let's go. Come on, buddy. Need a hand? I'll give you a hand. There you go, big dude. All right, and that's our hike for today.